What's up, guys? Danny here, back with another video, and we're back in the car again for a car vlog, but this video is actually going to be pertaining to sim racing. I know that I said I'm not going to do very many more videos pertaining to sim racing, and that is the truth, at least not for a little while. But I did want to make this video, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. But what I'm basically doing right now is I'm on a lunch break, and I'm trying to burn the rest of my fuel out of my tank. I typically run an E30 mix. So an E30 tune that's very popular in these Focuses, these little EcoBoost engines. And basically what that is a combination of E85 flex fuel, a percentage of E85 flex fuel, and 93 octane. And the reason why I run that most of the time is because I have quality E85 regularly available around where I live. So I can go to the gas station every few days and get plenty of E85 to make my E30 mixture without any issues. I've tested it. The stuff we have here is quality. But this weekend, we're actually going to the mountains. And I'm not familiar with the area we're going to, so I'm not really sure, number one, if it's readily available, and number two, even if it is available, a lot of times when you get way out in the sticks like that, the E85 that they receive is not really 85% ethanol. It's something more like 45, 55, 65. But the thing is, it's an exact calculation. So if you don't know the quality of the ethanol, you don't need to use it. So what I'm doing is running out the rest of my mixed tank, my E30 tune, so that I can fill up completely with 93. Flip back to my 93 only tune, and we'll be good to go over the weekend. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I figured while I was in the car I'd go ahead and make this video. So now we're going to go back to sim racing. So I think a lot of you probably found me and subscribed to me because of the several videos. I've made quite a few videos dealing with field of view calculations, why it's important, what it is, how you calculate it. You can go back, there's tons of videos, and I know a lot of you, you subscribe because of that. But I guess in each one of those videos, I'm kind of not clear about one particular thing, because I always, in all of the videos, still, even though they are old, I get this same question over and over again. As a matter of fact, I got another one yesterday, and that's what made me think to make this video, because I got the same question again yesterday. And basically what that is someone telling me or asking me, well, how do I get these field of view calculations to work with my setup? The numbers don't add up. They don't multiply correctly. What's going on here? How can that be correct field of view if it doesn't work for me? So what I want to try to get everybody to understand with this video is that field of view calculations do not work with every situation. They just don't. They're not. It's not the intention of a field of view calculation to work with every situation. Okay. And what I mean by that is, and I'll use the example from yesterday. The guy asked me, well, I'm in my living room playing on a 55-inch TV. How do I get that to work? And the simple answer is you can't get that to work. The mathematical equation simply just doesn't work when you're playing your racing game or racing in a living room situation. And that's because the field of view calculations, and you don't even have to do the math anymore, guys. That you can just Google field of view calculations or calculator, and there are many of them ready to use. You just punch in the numbers they ask for, and it will give you the number, to punch into your particular game, whether that's Assetto Corsa, iRacing, whatever. But you don't even have to know the math anymore. You just pull up the field of view calculators. But anyways, those calculations were intended for someone that is in a sim racing rig, or someone that is extremely close to their computer desk or table, whatever you're racing on. They're intended for someone who is very close to the monitor that their game is being displayed on. It's not intended for, nor does it work for someone that's sitting 6, 8, 10 feet away from a gigantic TV in their living room. Unfortunately, if you are racing in that situation, you just cannot it's impossible for you to get a correct field of view, and I'll explain it like this. The correct field of view in this car is me sitting right here. I can pretty much touch the windshield, and that's like my monitor being right there. If I was to try to make a field of view work in this car in a living room, quote unquote, I would be sitting back in the hatch somewhere. My head would be touching the back glass. So hopefully that makes sense. So in that situation, when you're so far away from the TV, the numbers just don't work. And in that situation, there's no reason to even attempt to get a field of view calculation to work. If you're in that situation, what you need to do is just pick a field of view, if you're able to, that you think looks the best. Because in no way is it going to be realistic. I mean, it's just impossible to be realistic on a proper field of view characteristic, because you're just not in a situation where you can make the numbers work. It's just math. It's mathematical. So for you to use these calculators, guys, and to get a proper number that you can actually plug in, you have to keep in mind that you have to be in a situation where you're very close to your monitor. But hopefully that didn't get too confusing, and that answered the question for you guys. Field of view is meant for people who are either in a sim racing rig or for people who use one or multiple monitors that are very close to you. Ideally, it's going to be a similar distance from your face, your eyes, to what you would be to a windshield in a car. It's as simple as that. If you're if you start to get 2 feet away, 3 feet away, it's just the numbers just don't work. And that's the answer to all those questions, that you guys keep asking me. Yes, the numbers don't work, and it makes sense to me that they do not work, and you can't get a field of view calculation or calculator to work if you're in the living room. It just won't. So my suggestion would be to, whatever you got to do, run a paper route if you're young, be an Uber, do something and save up some money and get a good solid PC. Or at least a good setup for your Xbox One or your PS4, whatever you're using. Get some kind of good setup that you can get closer to your monitor. And I think once you do get closer to your monitor, not only will the field of view calculations work, but they will make much more sense. So this will probably be the last sim racing related video for a while, in all honesty now, but because I kept getting these questions and somebody asked me yet again, I just didn't want them to feel like I was ignoring them. So that's it, guys. I'm getting ready to pull into the gas station. We're going to fuel up with 93 octane. I'm not going to promise that I will make videos while we are gone this weekend, but I'm going to try. The issue is my wife is very camera shy. She does not like being on cameras, and I'm not going to force her to be on cameras. Maybe one day she will, but for now she is not interested in that at all. And so I just got to be careful when I do things, that she would be in the picture. Clearly she'd be in the passenger seat. But I may flip the GoPro around and possibly film some other settings of various roads we're going to be driving on. But I mostly want to go just to have fun. I want to see what the potential of this car is out on those back roads up in the mountains and stuff. So we're just going to go have fun, and if I can bring the cameras, great. If I can't, I won't. But so yeah, this video is for you guys that are asking me, how do I get field of view calculations to work in the living room or other various similar situations where you're really far away from the TV. And unfortunately, guys, you can't. And that's the long and short of it. So thanks so much for joining in with me for this video, guys. I'm going to get some gas, run back to work, and I will talk to all of you in the very next video. We'll see you later.